Welcome all sports fans, YouTubers, Facebookers, and social media all across the nation. Uneducated Network presents Uneducated Sports Talk, and I'm your host, Carlos Clayton. Today we have good news going on. We have a great show going on. We have NFL, obviously, and we have baseball talk. Before we get into that, please, I'm going to say it again. I've said it 1,000 times. Subscribe right now to Uneducated Network to see my show, to see So You Think You Know Sports, hosted by Craig Jones, to see Star Wars Talk, hosted by Chris Lambert, to see Gaming Uneducated, hosted by Sheldon Woods, to see all these shows that are coming out, man. Based on Balls, hosted by Brian Wilkinson, In the Paint with Red, hosted by Devontae Roan, aka Red. Man, we got all that stuff going on, and we have plenty more to come in store as well. So like I said, I'm so excited. We have Heroes Talk as well, hosted by Chris Batiste. So please subscribe to Uneducated Network right now, because it's only going to get bigger and better, stronger. I guarantee you guys. Stick with this. It will be the hottest YouTube channel on YouTube. But we're thinking bigger, brighter, better things than just YouTube. But be on the lookout for that, man. Got it coming up. So please subscribe to Uneducated Network right now. What you waiting for? Do it right now. But besides that, let's go ahead and talk a little NFL. Sad news today, and I'm not talking about the death kind of sad, just the retirement kind of sad. Vince Wilfork, the defensive tackle for the New England Patriots and a couple years with the Houston Texans, has announced his retirement. He signed a one-day contract with the New England Patriots to retire a Patriot. He was there from 2004 to 2014 and spent the last 2 years of his career with the Houston Texans. But Robert Kraft and that Patriots family that they have, they signed to a one-year deal, and he had a very emotional retirement. He's one of the biggest guys. You see it all the time. Guys that big, and then when they retire, they lose weight, but they stay that big because they want to be a force in the NFL. Sometimes your jobs require you to be that big. But he's a huge man, but he is so nimble on his feet. When you play the 3-4 defense as the nose tackle, your job is to take on two guys. That's your job. Your job isn't to get sacks. In his 16 years or 17 years he only had 12 sacks. And people are like, that's sorry numbers. No, and what he was paid for was not to get sacks. He was paid to clog the lane up, to clog it all up, to make it ugly, to take on two and even sometimes three defenders, so that defensive ends or the linebackers can come in and get sacks. That was his job. And he did it very well. He might not be a first ballot Hall of Famer, but I guarantee you one day Vince Wilfork will be in the Hall of Fame. He is that good and was that good, man. So it's sad to see him go, and he's a very good guy. Him and his wife, they talk about how they live their life for the Lord, that kind of stuff. And he's a good man of faith, and he's a great guy to hang around with, I've heard. And all good things. His very emotional speech was talking about how his mother and his father passed away, both in 2002. And his regret was them not seeing him play football in the professional level. They saw him play when he was in college, but not the professional. Now, I know that they would have been proud of their big baby boy, because Vince Wilfork is a big old boy, but I guarantee you guys, he will lose a lot of that weight because now his job does not require him to have that much weight. I see it all the time. Guys that big then transfer, they lose their weight when they retire because they don't need to have that weight anymore. Football is a contact sport, it's a physical sport, and basically the bigger man wins. The bigger, more stronger man wins. So that's why they stay big. But he will lose that weight, and shout out to him for being a classy person. Vince Wilfork from Uneducated Sports Talk. You have my love. I hope and wish you the best in your after football life, and I know that he'll make the best of it, man. So Vince Wilfork retiring. He will be a future Hall of Famer. Just wait on it. Big news we got today. You can thank my friend Brian Wilkinson for letting me know about this. Check out Brian Wilkinson, aka B-Dub. I call him B-Dub, man. But his show, Based on Balls, check that out. Like I said, August 20th, I'll be on his show. It'll probably upload the same day or the 21st. So be on the lookout for that. But he let me know that in Major League Baseball news today, they will have from August 25th through the 27th, MLB players will be wearing nicknames on the back of their jerseys. I cannot wait for this. That is something special to see. And I love the fact that baseball is actually doing this, man, because We all know that baseball is sort of the last sport out of the major sports to get in with the fans, to get in with the people, to try and dab a little bit into the ordinary fan, to make it. We all know that they're probably the least popular, about as least popular as hockey. Hockey might be a little bit more, than baseball, but we all know for sure that football and basketball are the kings of the sports world. And then there's baseball / hockey out there, but baseball is still more of a traditionalist kind of sport. They haven't, gone to the modern era, as you could say now. Everything is so still old timey, and people gripe about this and that, and there's no fun in baseball. And I'm glad that in these 3 days that they're actually taking the time out to not be serious all the time. And I cannot wait to see some of the nicknames they got, man. You already know that. Here's the obvious one. You know that Joey Batista is going to be Joey Bats on the back of this jersey. You're going to love to see that. Brandon Phillips is going to be that dude. I'm anxious to see that. And Aroldis Chapman, he's the missile. I like that. The Yankees, for the first time in their bazillion years being on this earth, will have names. And not just last names. We're talking nicknames. So they go from having no names to nicknames on the back of their jersey. So it's going to be fun to see that. Like I said, Aroldis Chapman is going to be having the missile. Aaron Judge will have all rise on his jersey. And I love to see that Andrew McCutchen for the Pirates is going to have clutch. That's what's going on right now, man. I'm so excited to see that happening in baseball. Get with the program, baseball. And they're finally starting to do that. They're bringing in more color out. They're doing it right around the Little League era, or the time that Little League is going on, and they're gonna be like little marks on their sleeves, so who they can be thankful for. They actually have I believe it's gloves and sleeves that they can sign on and tell them who they're thankful for, and to getting them to where they at. And something like what football did with their cleats this past year, in a few weeks, they get to modernize their own gloves and their own shoes. And I cannot wait for that actually, because the colors are actually crazy, and guys get to be creative, be themselves for a 3-day period, and it's going to be lovely, and we're going to see some good baseball in that, man. So I think we might, during that time when you see him on the show, we might bring that up, me and Brian Wilson, but you never know. It's his show, so he's the man of that. So we will talk about, hopefully we can talk about that, man. But it's going to be a good 3-day. Check out some of the jerseys, man. It's got some very good jerseys on there, baseball jerseys, and the hats. I might cop me something. I might go ahead and give me an Astros jersey with that going on, because I'm loving how they look. I'm loving the sleek look of it, and I'm just happy that baseball is trying to bring in the modern era fans to check it out or to be excited about, because everything is so dull. If you don't have a white jersey, there's a gray jersey. A lot of when your away jersey is gray for most of these teams, you're like, ugh. Bring in some of that black. Bring in some of that, just good dark colors. You never see an all red color anymore. It's just baseball doesn't want to do that, and they have to come outside their shell. And this is only the start of it. So I'm so happy that this is going on. Hopefully, they can bring out more of that kind of stuff. Maybe not this year, but for sure in the next up and coming year. So good for you, baseball. Turning things around. I like that. Now, here we go, you guys. This is day 4 of the 32 for 32. That is 32 NFL teams in 32 days. We talked about the Cleveland Browns. We talked about the Chicago Bears. We talked about the San Francisco 49ers. And now we are going to move on and talk about I want to say, who are we talking about again? That's funny. Oh, no, the Jacksonville Jaguars. Why did I forget that fast? Oh, maybe because they haven't been nothing in the last decade. That's why. The Jacksonville Jaguars are our 14 for our 32 for 32, and we got a lot of things going on with the Jaguars. So let's break it down right now. So head coach is Doug Marrone, and he has a plan. The plan was to get somebody else to come on, and that was his plan, because he gets Tom Coughlin. If you want to go ahead and start your culture over, why not bring the guy that started it in the first place, 1996 or 95, when the Jacksonville Jaguars came out. Tom Coughlin was their first ever head coach, and that's when they had success. let's be honest, 95, 96, 97 was their good old days for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Even making as far as the AFC Championship, I believe, in one of those years. I think they lost to the Denver Broncos. But this team, with Tom Coughlin coming back, I've said it in my last 3 series, I'm saying this one, you got to have an identity. And this team has found their identity. Coughlin is coming, he said, man, we are going to pound the rock. Period. Quarterback Blake Bortles had a bad rookie season, but he's a rookie. Had an awesome second season. 35 touchdowns, 18 interceptions, and then came back down to earth his third season hard. He didn't have a sophomore slump. He had a junior slump. And 23 touchdowns, 69 INTs. Doesn't sound bad. But for his career, and you're talking all 3 years, 58% completion percentage. That is not good. That will not cut it. What they did was they threw the ball. They had success in the second season where he had 4,400 yards passing. They figured, we're going to be a passing team. Let's do this. But they got to have the right system and the right quarterback. Blake Bortles struggled mightily in situations and third down situations. And, of course, them struggling on offense, they had a lot of big leads to try and overcome. So they threw the ball a lot. And that did not cut it for Blake Bortles and that offense. They have great receivers too. Allen Hurns, Allen Robinson, the Allen twins, pretty much. They have something going on, so I'm loving what they do, what they're doing. Excuse me. Now, on defense, you added in Barry Church from the Cowboys. He's going to play that cornerback safety role. Excuse me. And then you have Deshaun Gibson, who's a safety, who came from Cleveland. So they're working on their defense. You still have Paul Blasowski, boy, that's a tough name. Paul Plasniski, something like that. Great middle linebacker. I like what they're doing. Malik Jackson in a defensive tackle. You have Dexter Fowler as a DN. So you got places. Now, we'll see about Jalen Ramsey. He's on the PUP right now. I don't know if he's actually going to start for the season or he's basically just out for the rest of the season. So I don't know when he's actually come back. Probably week 6 they're talking about. Maybe. But when he does come back, he can be a top cornerback in the game. Now, you got to focus on your offense. And here's why they're focusing on offense and not you have the receivers. If Blake Bortles can be Blake Bortles, you have the quarterback. His potential, his ceiling is so high and his potential is so high. But you can't put him in those positions to where he has to be the man or he thinks he's the man. No, what you do is get your running game. Get your running game. It's so much better to throw on 3rd and 4, 3rd and 3 than to throw on 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9. That is very tough. In the NFL, that's the toughest down, 3rd and 9. A lot of guys, Tom Brady, Drew Brees, Aaron Rodgers, they make it look easy, but there's not a lot of those guys anymore. There's not. 3rd and 9 is very hard, especially when it's predictable. Now you get your running game. Tom Coughlin came in, he said, I'm changing the culture. We want to change the culture in Jacksonville. It's not about just being in this sunny Jacksonville and, everyone's coming to the game because we're the only thing in town. No, people want to come to Jacksonville because we are the hottest team in the NFL. Not because there's nothing else to do. Because you think about a lot of those fans in Jacksonville, they're probably just going to the game because it's something to do on a Sunday. There's a reason why they don't have any primetime games this year. Except for a London game. That's not prime time, buddy. It's a different time. So, let's go on with the draft. You want to have a bang off the bat. You want to do something, make a splash. You want the running game to go on ahead. Everyone knew it. Everyone thought it was going to happen. And for a second, people were saying that Leonard Fournette was going to Carolina. But then late before the draft, talking a week before the draft, rumors were saying Jacksonville was getting Leonard Fournette. And lo and behold, at number 4 in the first round, the Jacksonville Jaguars selected Leonard Fournette, running back out of LSU. This guy is a beast. And the best thing that happened to Leonard Fournette was him not having playing time because of injury his last year in LSU. Because, let's be honest, LSU would have ran that man to the ground if he was fully healthy. So now you get a guy who hasn't really had action like that in over 9 months now. And he could have easily had 300 carries, for LSU. I mean, it's a lot of carries. I'm just exaggerating. It's a lot of carries, though, for a guy in college because LSU needed to run the ball a lot. Well, now you got a guy that's fresh from his last year in college. he's already a bruising back as it is. So you're going to get a guy who's very fresh. And you need a guy who can make plays for himself. Not only can he juke you out, but he can run you over. Now, he's not as good as Ezekiel Elliott. And that's what they're asking for. Now, Zeke is very good, but that O-line he has in Dallas makes him look like a superstar. Jacksonville doesn't have that same O-line that Dallas has. So, first round, you get Leonard Fournette. Second round, you get Cam Robinson, the big offensive tackle from Alabama. He did win the award for the best lineman in college. Now, he has a lot of issues, but man, when you get him started, get him together, get him focused, that's a big old boy. That's a big old boy, and he's going to do nothing but wonders for Jacksonville's offensive line when he gets better, because it's like his ceiling is so high. Yes, he had a lot of mistakes going on, but when you get him together, get him right, that's going to be a hell of an offensive line when they add more pieces to it. I'm very excited about this. When you talk about ground and pound, we want to make sure that we have the best play action game, the best 3rd and 3 game when it comes down to our quarterback. We don't want him throwing the ball. If it's 2nd and 8, you run that ball again. If it's 1st and 10, you run it. 2nd and 8, run it again to get 3 or 4 yards. You want 3rd and 4, 3rd and 3, and Tom Coughlin is coming with that mentality. I wish more teams would come with the run focus or run oriented talent, because not everybody wants to throw the ball these days, and that's a lot of high risk, high reward going on. And usually, if you're not a top tier quarterback, it's usually high risk and you're gonna mess up pretty much. I'd rather take my chance to throw the ball in 3rd and 4 and 3rd and 3 than 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9 for most quarterbacks. And Tom Coughlin is trying to put it right there. Our defense isn't as good as we would like it to be. This is how you do it. You keep them off the field. Dallas did the same thing last year. They ate up the time of scrimmage, the clock that was all in their favor for offense. The defense didn't really see the ball as much because that offense was taking care of the ball and eating so much of that clock up to where your defense wasn't out there getting burnt all the time. No one wants that kind of track and field game. Jacksonville's sticking with that same mentality. I wish more teams would come out with that mentality as well. So I'm loving what Jacksonville is doing. They have an identity now. They have Tom Coughlin back. Doug Marrone is, he's not really in the hot seat at this very moment. You're trying to give Blake Bortles some help in the running game and the O-line game, and now he's got it. So this is year number 4 for that quarterback. So he's got to come out and guns blazing because he has all the physical tools as a top-tier quarterback. Now it's time to show it. You've been in the league long enough. You've seen a lot of action. They're giving you help. Let's find out what you're about, brother, man. So let's go over their schedule right now. They are playing the NFC West and the AFC North. The AFC North will be tough for them. That's Baltimore, Pittsburgh, and then you have Cleveland and Cincinnati. And then you have the NFC West, which is Seattle, Arizona. You get, who am I saying? Seattle, Arizona, San Francisco, and LA Rams. There we go. That's the team I'm thinking of. So you have a favorable schedule when it comes out to just those two. And then, lo and behold, you play in the AFC South. So you're going to see the Colts twice. That might be your biggest competition. I lied, the Texans. And then the Colts, and you have the Titans. So look here. No game in the NFL is an easy game to win. I don't care if you play the Cleveland Browns all 16 games. It's still not going to be that easy. I'm just saying it won't be. So I'm still going out and saying the Jacksonville Jaguars go 6-10, a one-game improvement. And that's not what they want to see or what they want to hear. But let's go with the schedule. So first week they go to Houston at the Texans. Then they're at home for the Titans. Then they're the home team against the Ravens in London. So they actually lose a home game. But like I said, when you're a very sorry team or a scrub-like team, you're going to be that team that goes to London. And Jacksonville is basically, they've been in London for 3 straight years in a row. So they're pretty much used to going to London as being a home team. And I think that some of the London fans have embraced them for that one game out the year, but they really don't really care unless they're a team that actually goes to London and becomes their next franchise, which I can see that happen with the next 10 years, a team going to London. But it won't be Jacksonville, it'll be a London team based oriented. So, but I have a feeling that, they're going to embrace Jacksonville for that one game. But they play against the Ravens that game. Then they go to New York. The Jets were talking. Then they stay on the road and go to Pittsburgh. And then they're back home for the Rams. And then they go to Indianapolis. After that, they have a week 8 bye week. So I like that. I like bye weeks further along. I hate those week 4 and week 5 bye weeks. Like, oh man, we just got started. We gotta have a bye week already. I like a week 8, week 9 bye week, week 10. You played a lot of games, and then you finally feel like that bye week is deserved. You deserve it. When you have the 5th week or the 4th week bye week, you didn't really, feel like you deserve it because you want to keep playing. Especially if you're on a winning streak, you want to keep playing. If you're on a losing streak, you want to keep playing. You're like, yo, we don't want to sit back and wonder how we keep losing. So, and if you're winning all the time, you want to keep going on that hot streak. So, it's a lose-lose situation when you have it that early. But week 8 is just fine. So we will know where Jacksonville is. Hopefully everyone stays healthy. But that's a big if for the NFL. Then they go to the Bengals. They're at home against the Bengals. Then after that, they stay at home against Los Angeles Chargers, at Cleveland, at Arizona. Then you have 3 straight home games against the Colts, the Seahawks, and the Texans. They might lose all 3 of those. So, and then you end the season with 2 straight road games at San Francisco 49ers and the last game of the season at the Houston Texans. So you start off the season versus Houston, then you end the season versus Houston. So that could... No, you never know. That could help or hinder them. You never know. But that schedule alone, I see them winning games. I do. I see them winning about 6 games. And that might not look good, but as a Jaguars fan, that's very, very good. Because a lot of guys are saying 4-12. And I'm saying 6-10. I think that these guys can sneak out 1 or 2 games that you wouldn't think they could win. I'm thinking a game against Baltimore and London, they could win that. I'm thinking a game against... maybe Cincinnati, being at home, they can probably win that kind of game. So that game they can pull out, being at home against the Chargers. You never know. So these guys, I can see 6 wins in their future. If they do more, that is even better. All Jacksonville Jaguar fans, I want you guys to comment. Even if you're an NFL fan, how do you think the Jaguars will do this year? I say 6-10. Does adding Tom Coughlin being the executive operator of football for their team, does that help them with their culture? If you think so, let me know. If you don't think so, let me know as well. So also, Vince Wilfork, him retiring, tell me how you feel about that. And baseball, what do you guys feel about baseball trying to step their image up? Do you guys like that, or should they stay traditional? Let me know, man. Check me out on Facebook. My name is Carlos Clayton. I'm from Lake Charles, Louisiana, if that helps. Check me out on Twitter, at @CarlosClayton_. I repeat, that's at @CarlosClayton_. Get ready, guys. Uneducated Network is on the road, and it's presenting my show, Uneducated Sports Talk. And as always, sports fans, you know what it is. Stay smart, stay uneducated. Peace. Oh, by the way, we're talking about the New York Jets next. So, I don't know why I forgot about that. We're talking about the New York Jets next episode. So, be ready for that. Stay smart, stay uneducated. Peace. Jets, Jets.